That was the first thought that raced through Anita's mind as she sat on the cold bathroom tiles, blood seeping from the gash on her arm, her phone buzzing frantically a few feet away. The night had started out magical, roses, candlelight, and whispered promises, but it had all unraveled faster than a dream shattered by an alarm clock. The moment she'd received the anonymous invitation to the exclusive Valentine's Gala at the Grand Maple Hotel, she knew something was off. She just didn't realize how off. Anita wasn't the kind of girl to fall for fairy tales. She was sharp, guarded, and had built steel walls around her heart after what happened with Kelvin, but the invitation had been so personal. Whoever sent it knew about her favorite flower, her favorite wine, even her childhood nickname that only her late mother used. Curiosity and loneliness got the better of her. She showed up. She shouldn't have. Now, trembling and trying to stay conscious, Anita replayed the events of the night in her mind like a broken record. The stranger in the elevator who smiled too long, the wine that tasted just a bit bitter, the text message that flashed on her phone, "You shouldn't have come." And then the room spinning, the lights dimming, and her vision blurring as someone stepped out from the shadows wearing the same cologne Kelvin used to wear. The worst part? She wasn't sure if she was imagining it, or if Kelvin had come back from the dead to finish what he started. Anita forced herself to sit up. Every inch of her body ached, and the gash on her arm throbbed with a slow, burning pain. She pressed her hand against it to slow the bleeding, her thoughts racing. That scent, Kelvin's cologne, still lingered in the air like a ghost. It couldn't be him. Kelvin was dead. Wasn't he? She had seen the wreckage with her own eyes. His car had crashed into a ravine 2 years ago, burned beyond recognition. There was no body found, but the police had declared him dead. So why now? Why this? And why her? The bathroom door creaked open slowly. Anita's breath caught. She grabbed the nearest object, her stiletto heel, and prepared to defend herself. But it wasn't Kelvin. It was a hotel janitor. His eyes widened when he saw her, bloodied and crouched in the corner. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he exclaimed, rushing to her side. "Call the police," Anita whispered, barely able to speak. "Someone tried to kill me." As the janitor fumbled for his phone, Anita's gaze drifted to the mirror. Something was written on it in red lipstick. "Welcome back, pretty girl. Did you miss me?" Her blood turned cold. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and cheap coffee. Anita lay on the bed, her arm wrapped in gauze, her thoughts spinning. The police had come, taken her statement, and left her with more questions than answers. No fingerprints, no camera footage, no sign of forced entry. Just that message on the mirror and the cologne lingering like a cruel joke. Detective Ifeanyi had been kind but skeptical. "Are you sure it was Kelvin? Maybe someone's playing games with your past." Anita had nodded, but her gut screamed otherwise. She knew Kelvin, knew how he operated. Charming, manipulative, and brilliant. He had faked love before. Could he fake death too? She closed her eyes and drifted into uneasy sleep. The dreams came quickly. Memories, really. Kelvin's hands around her throat, his voice in her ear. "If I can't have you, no one can." She had escaped him once, barely. She had sworn he was gone. A knock at the door pulled her from sleep. It was her best friend, Lara. "I came as soon as I heard," Lara said, eyes wide with worry. "Anita, what the hell happened?" "I don't know," Anita replied, voice trembling. "But I think he's back." Lara sat by Anita's bedside, her expression torn between concern and disbelief. "Kelvin's dead. You know that. We all mourned him." "I never saw his body," Anita replied. "None of us did." Lara hesitated. "That doesn't mean he's alive. Grief makes people see things." Anita turned her head sharply. "Don't patronize me. Someone set me up. Someone knew things only Kelvin would know." Lara sighed, then pulled something out of her bag. "This came for you. Delivered to your apartment this morning." Anita took the small black envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a single dried rose and a note. "Death is just a door. I've walked through. Now I'm waiting on the other side." Anita dropped the note like it was on fire. "You still think this is a game?" Lara's face paled. "We need help." Anita nodded slowly. "I need to find out the truth. If Kelvin is alive, I need to end this once and for all." Anita knew where to begin. Kelvin's sister, Adaora. They had been close before everything went dark. If anyone knew the truth, it would be her. She lived on the outskirts of the city now, reclusive after the supposed death of her brother. When Anita arrived at Adaora's house, the door creaked open before she even knocked, as if Adaora had been expecting her. "You shouldn't have come," Adaora said, eyes shadowed. "I had no choice." Adaora stepped aside. Her living room was cluttered with papers, photos, and maps. On the wall was a board with pins and strings, like something out of a conspiracy thriller. At the center was a photo of Kelvin. Below it, in black marker, "Missing, not dead." "You believed me," Anita whispered. Adaora nodded. "Because I've seen him." Anita stared at the board on Adaora's wall, her chest tightening. Kelvin's photo stared back at her, mocking, familiar, haunting. "You've seen him? When?" she asked, her voice sharp. Adaora's lips quivered. "About 3 weeks ago. I was walking home late from work. I heard footsteps behind me, turned around, and he was just standing there. Same face, same eyes, same smirk." I froze. "Then he vanished into an alley. I thought I was going crazy." Anita ran a hand through her hair. "Why didn't you call the police?" Adaora scoffed. "And say what?" "My dead brother followed me home? They'd lock me up." "Did he try to contact you?" Adaora hesitated. "Just once. A letter. It said, 'Don't believe everything they tell you.' I didn't die. I evolved." Anita's skin crawled. "What does that mean?" "I don't know, but I think whatever happened that night, it wasn't an accident." Suddenly, a loud thud echoed from the back of the house. Anita jumped. Adaora grabbed a kitchen knife. "Stay here," she whispered. But Anita couldn't stay still. She followed her, heart pounding. They crept down the hall toward the noise. The back door swung open on its own. On the floor lay another rose, and this time it was fresh. Adaora picked up the rose cautiously. "This wasn't here 10 minutes ago." Anita knelt, scanning the floor. Something caught her eye. Tucked beneath the petals was a tiny flash drive. She reached for it and looked at Adaora. "Do you have a laptop?" In minutes, they huddled over the screen. The flash drive contained a single video file labeled "For Her." Anita clicked it. The screen flickered to life. A dark room, a silhouette. Then a voice she hadn't heard in 2 years, but would never forget. "Anita, my love, if you're watching this, then you've taken the first step. I've missed you, missed your fire, your suspicion. You always did like puzzles." He stepped into the light. It was Kelvin, alive, thinner, older, but unmistakably him. "They tried to kill me, but I survived, and now I'm coming back, one piece at a time." The screen cut to black. Adaora sat frozen. "He's alive. This proves it." Anita's hands were trembling. "But why send me this? Why now?" Adaora didn't answer. Instead, she stared at the screen like she was seeing a ghost, and maybe, just maybe, she was. Anita didn't sleep that night. Her mind spun with questions, fears, and fragments of memories she thought she'd buried. She left Adaora's house at dawn, determined to find someone who might have answers Kelvin couldn't give, his former best friend, Richard. Richard and Kelvin had been inseparable during university until something had torn them apart. Anita never knew what. After Kelvin's death, Richard disappeared too. But according to a quick online search, he was now working as a low-profile tech consultant under a new name. She found him in a dingy cafe near the docks, sipping tea and reading a tablet. When Anita sat across from him, his expression didn't change. "I wondered when you'd show up," he said. "You knew?" Richard sighed. "I knew Kelvin wasn't dead, but I also knew if I told you, he'd come for me first." Anita leaned in. "Why fake his death?" Richard looked around nervously. Kelvin got involved with something dangerous, something that made him powerful and paranoid. He said there were people after him, not cops, people with money, reach. He called them the Circle. Anita frowned. A cult? Number worse. A secret society that plays with lives like chess pieces. And Kelvin? He wanted to become their king. Richard's words echoed in Anita's mind as she made her way home. The Circle. The name sounded like something out of a spy novel, but the fear in Richard's voice had been real. Back in her apartment, Anita found it hard to breathe. She scanned her room, suddenly paranoid. Were they watching her now? Had they been watching all along? Her phone rang, a private number. She hesitated, then answered. A woman's voice whispered, "You're in danger. They know you saw the video. Leave town. Now." "Who is this?" Anita demanded, but the line went dead. Within moments, her electricity flickered and cut out. The room plunged into darkness. Then her laptop lit up by itself.